Hey, good morning, everybody. It is 47 degrees looking outside right now, and we are seeing my ring light fall over. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can get that to prop up here. Got issues with that thing. Hi, Mom. How you doing? Hi, everybody else. So it's 47 degrees. As I've been doing this week, I'm featuring one sponsor, and this week it is UDB Financial. Well, it is Jeff Drawn with UDB Financial. If you or someone you know has some money you'd like taken care of, go ahead and seek him out. Let's see. I have his phone number in here. Let me go ahead and give you that because I'm so professional. That's the beauty of me. Just an incredibly... it's like a well-oiled machine. 318-442-4944, and he will get you set up. Now, on to the thing I'm good at. That's the weather. 47 degrees outside right now. Dew point's 45. Moisture is coming back into the area, and it looks like we are going to set the table for some storms later on this. Well, I don't want to say this evening. What basically looks like overnight tonight and very late night, early morning, kind of while we're asleep. But I think there's some hope here that we don't see a widespread event, widespread issues across the area. We'll talk about that in a second. For now, from 38 in Winfield to 48 in Colfax, 47 in Alexandria, mostly 40s with a 52 sneaking in at Opelousas. The country looks cold, and I say that because we see a lot of winter storm warnings, winter weather advisories, a lot of snow falling off to the north. The only rain I'm seeing out here is around Vegas, oddly enough, and then down toward Miami. But that system out around Las Vegas is the one that's going to kick to the east, and it's going to bring us some showers and storms overnight tonight. I think the biggest story with this system is going to be the wind gusts. It looks like we're going to see gusts over 45 miles per hour, even if you're not going to see a thunderstorm. Let's say you're down south, you have lower chance of a storm. I've even lowered rain chances to 70%. You miss the rain entirely. Well, it looks like you're going to see those wind gusts still above 45 miles per hour, as this is a very strong low pressure. Strong upper level system. We have what's called a pressure gradient force. That's the difference between the high and the low, and it's really strong, so we're going to get a lot of wind out of this. And you can see those wind advisories go well beyond Louisiana into a good chunk of the country. Today's highs looks like around 70 degrees. It's going to be great. Going to be a little breezy, but those winds really pick up overnight tonight, and temperatures are going to, again, come up into the low 70s, around 70 for most of the state. But then look at this. As that front comes through, it's going to get here about 6 a.m., out west, maybe 3 or 4, and then out to the east, Faraday, Natchez, you're going to probably see this around 8 o'clock in the morning, and then temperatures are going to take a little bit of a dive throughout the day. So tomorrow's one of those days where, say, that cold front has not come through as you're leaving, it's in the mid-60s, you're thinking, hey, it's a great day to go and shorts or whatever people wear that actually work at a real job. And it's not going to be a good thing for you because we're going to drop into the low 40s, mid 40s, perhaps by the end of the day. So about a 20-degree drop. Now, Futurecast showing that there's not much going on today, just a couple of sprinkles out there as that moisture returns. And then there come the thunderstorms lining up from about Monroe to Natchitoches by 5 a.m. I think it's pretty accurate on the timing here. About 4 to 6 a.m. is when I expect things to really run through, which is nice for me. That means I'm going to be able to get like 3 or 4 hours of sleep in, and I will be up watching these storms as they come through. Behind this, it's just a southwesterly flow. It is cooler, but it's not the big cold. Now, your severe outlook, level 2 of 5 for our area. This is a slight risk, but up north of Shreveport, Texarkana, that area, Hope, Arkansas, you're looking at an enhanced risk, a level 3 of 5. That's where it looks like the best ingredients come together, and we could see perhaps some tornadic development. Now, the best threat for anything locally is going to be those wind gusts above 45. We could see some severe wind as well. We could see a couple of gusts in excess of 60 miles per hour, so we have that 15% chance for that happening within 25 miles of a point. And we do have your tornado threat as well. About a 5% risk locally to see a tornado within 25 miles of a point. This doesn't look like a widespread deal because the way the moisture profile is, the way everything's kind of set up, I just don't think we're going to see a ton of thunderstorm activity in our area. There are a lot of dynamics, a lot of wind shear, a lot of all that stuff we always talk about. So if we do get a thunderstorm, and I think we will get a few, there is going to be that threat for some severe weather as well as, an isolated tornado, but mainly that wind damage. Now, after we get through the severe weather, which hopefully is going to come through with little fanfare, we start tracking the cold, and there's wave 1 that comes down behind this first system, and it looks like we're going to see that cold kind of come through the area. We're going to still be chilly on Saturday and Sunday, but look up to the north, we got all that blue going on, that real dark blue, and this thing is going to absolutely have like a jailbreak come to the south and party and bring us the freezing temperatures that most of us don't want. I mean, even for me, I don't want to see damaging cold down here. I like a good chill, but this is going to be some pretty crazy cold. Now, your GFS model, this goes out a little further. We are transitioning from severe into talking about the wintry stuff now. So there go your storms, 6 a.m., that gets out of here, and this is just your one model representation here, but we're close enough to where this makes sense. And we have some mixed precipitation showing up. The way the profile's set up and with pretty shallow moisture in place, I think it's mainly going to be a freezing rain threat, a little light freezing rain. So amounts are going to stay very low, but it looks like Monday morning we could see that. And I mean, it could, at least in patches, stick around into the evening and perhaps overnight Monday. So that's the time frame we're watching Monday. I'm keeping chances pretty low. I'm keeping amounts very low, but we're going to be really cold. Like we could see highs not get above freezing Monday. So if we see those temperatures down in the 20s, that's really going to make for some nasty roadways. By Tuesday, it's out of here. The GFS at least keeps that out of here. And you can see through next Wednesday, this encompasses tonight's threat and that threat for a little light wintry mix. So it's not a lot, a half an inch perhaps up north of I-20, and that again includes the thunderstorms and the next event. But it's going to be a couple of light rounds of rainfall. If you need a lot of rain, you're probably not going to get that tonight, and you're certainly not going to get that with the system on Monday, because that would be bad. Because look at these temperatures. Check this out. Highs 33 degrees Monday and Tuesday, and I kind of think I'm being optimistic there. We could feasibly stay below freezing from Sunday night through Wednesday morning. That is entirely possible here. But it's going to be windy for the, overnight tonight into tomorrow. That's when we have our wind advisory. Temperatures falling on Friday. Very important to note that, because you are going to wake up in some spots where it's 65 degrees, 63 degrees, and then you're going to cool off into the low 40s by the afternoon. Now, one big trick to this forecast is Sunday. So I've pulled temperatures back a bit. The high resolution models get that front through, that Arctic front through on Sunday. So if that happens, that high could happen a little earlier in the day. That is something we're going to be watching very closely. Monday and Tuesday, temperatures just going to be flat out cold. Overnight lows in the mid-teens. This would put us around that cold snap that we had in December, late December of 2022. I'm optimistic we don't get to those levels we saw, I believe, in February of 2021 when we were down around 11 degrees for lows, but it looks like mid-teens are very likely. So it is going to be incredibly cold across the area, and there is at least some threat for some wintry weather. So that's what we're going to be watching for. Taking a look beyond this, and I'll pop my pretty face back up for you. We have some active weather continuing January 19th through the 25th. So it looks like we're going to keep the moisture in the area. We're going to keep some pretty cold stuff in the area. So it looks like while we have our wintry threat we're looking at here, I don't see any other real strong signals. But there are going to be some perturbations, some things happening aloft. And as those sneak through and then they deal with this cold air mass, I can't rule out something else wintry. So this is the time. If we're going to get it, this seems like this is kind of our window. Unfortunately, this is not a snow threat. This cold air is very shallow. Above this cold air, we have warmer air. So we're not going to see snowflakes out of this, but there is that potential for some nasty roadways on Monday, and we will be watching. There's also a chance, remember, 40% chance of that, 60% chance of nothing, 100% chance of cold. So it's going to be cold. Do we get precipitation? That's our big question, and that is what I am most certainly looking through after the severe weather threat. I'll be looking at both of them all day long, though. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Tom will be on later, and I will see you tomorrow. I will try to get out another update this afternoon. I think that'll happen, and we'll just keep you as informed as we are on everything that's coming